Welcome to the book reading program of 3ABN Australia Radio. Does your faith need a boost? Do you think that miracles only happened in Bible times? Think again. Compiled by Remnant Publications, the book Get Ready for a Miracle recounts true stories that prove that when we step out in faith, God displays His power in undeniable ways. Here is our reader, Sandra Ashton.
This story is entitled, God's Call to the Amazon. Isaiah chapter 6 verse 8 says, "Also I heard the voice of the Lord saying, Whom shall I send? And who will go for us? Then I said, Here am I, send me." 23 people from our local church went on a short-term mission trip to Costa Rica to do an evangelistic series and construction work. When we returned, we received an email from a man telling us he had heard about our program plans and had a boat that he was interested in using in the Lord's work. We wrote to him, and that same day he called us by phone. After talking and sharing all the plans that the Lord had laid on our hearts, the man was convinced that his boat was made for this program. He shared how he and his wife had lived on the boat for the past 5 years and how his wife had recently died of cancer. Facing such a crisis in his life, he questioned what the Lord wanted him to do for the rest of his life. He decided that everything he owned was to be put into finishing the Lord's work. So he donated the boat to us so we could start our program. Let me share briefly what our program will be. The Adventist Church had a medical evangelistic launch on the Amazon River and its tributaries from the early 1930s until it was closed in the mid-1990s. The program was closed for a multitude of reasons, the top two being lack of finances and lack of volunteers. In its time, the program was a very effective tool for evangelism on the rivers. The basic premise was to enter a jungle village by way of the water and open up a clinic, caring for the sick and healing the wounded. After you have attended to their physical needs, the people are open to spiritual matters as well. Then you can share about Jesus and the glorious hope of His soon return. The long-term goal is to place a Bible worker in each village to continue to study with the people and teach them as the boat continues to move along to other villages. The boat is then able to travel back and forth between many villages to continually provide medical care and Bible-based programs. After spending some time in Manaus, Brazil in 2004, and reading the books written by Leo Hallowell, the original pastor who started the program, we felt God calling us to restart this program. We prayed continually and asked the Lord where we were to get such resources to run such a large operation. The Manaus Seventh-day Adventist Conference was very supportive, but very upfront about not having the money to fund it. So, we took hold of the Lord's many promises to supply our every need and moved forward in our planning. At that point, one resource we had was the boat donated to us. The boat is a dual-hull catamaran with 2 diesel engines. It can hold enough fuel to cross the ocean and is fully equipped with navigational equipment to make the trip easier. We praised the Lord and immediately pledged to start the program as soon as we paid off our $20,000 of student loans. We also prayed and told the Lord that if He wanted us to go sooner, then He could pay off our loans. The next day we got a call from a man who felt impressed that we should move forward with our plans. He then pledged to pay dollar for dollar everything we could get donated toward our loans, up to half. We were dazzled and speechless. Upon our knees, we felt the Lord telling us to move forward. Brad shared the news with the doctor's office he works in to tell them that he would be leaving sooner than originally expected, pending the Lord providing the money. The two other medical providers in the office felt that God was definitely opening the doors, and they wanted to be a part of it. Between the two of them, we received $5,000 toward our loans, which, being doubled, was $10,000. That left God only $5,000 more to come up with. We are packing our belongings and planning to leave the end of October. There is still much planning and preparation to be done. We are working tirelessly to get the boat legally imported into Brazil. Then we will be boarding the boat and driving it from California to Brazil, with the donor coming along to teach us how to operate the boat. A reflection associated with this story comes from the Acts of the Apostles, page 357. There are times when it seems to the servant of God impossible to do the work necessary to be done because of the lack of means to carry on a strong, solid work. Some are fearful that with the facilities at their command, they cannot do all that they feel it their duty to do. But if they advance in faith, the salvation of God will be revealed, and prosperity will attend their efforts. He who has bidden his followers go into all parts of the world will sustain every labourer who, in obedience to his command, seeks to proclaim his message. God's Call to the Amazon was written by Brad and Lena Mills of Amazon Lifesavers Ministry in Brazil. Lifesavers Ministry is run and organised by ASVAM, Ação Social Voluntaria Amazonia. However, it is also part of the Outpost Centres International, OCI, a US-based non-profit organisation. You can visit amazonlifesavers.org for more information.
You've been listening to the book reading program by 3ABN Australia Radio, featuring Get Ready for a Miracle. For more information about this book, visit remnantpublications.com.